Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Libra and then shifts into the deeper, more complicated territory of Scorpio, just about 11:12 a.m. Pacific time. That moon shifts from Libra into Scorpio. And we dive deep with that Scorpio moon, which, as it enters the early degrees of Scorpio throughout, the afternoon Pacific time, it will form a square to Pluto. So again, some intensity, some transformation here is possible when we are being honest with ourselves and clear about what it is that we need to heal. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, February 7th. And so we can't fix everything that is wrong with the world from, personally, right? It's not like you can push a button and say, I want all this to change, and it just changes. But we do have some leverage, and that is where we begin integrating change in our own well-being, in our own personal lives, in our own approaches and ways of showing up and ways of being in the world. And those ways of being, when we are stepping into our own higher possibilities, can really create a positive impact and ripple out into the world around you. Even something as simple as kindness, as forgiveness, compassion, ways of being in the world that affirm the kind of world you want to live in. And so be that example of the change you want to see around you. So with the moon in Libra, we're focusing on relationships and partnership and how we learn through seeing ourselves reflected in another person, another being. So that Libra dynamic of balance is saying, when you get your own perspective balanced out by someone external to you, right? So there's you and your own internal world, but then when you have that extra person, whether it's an intimate partner or otherwise, right? It's just another person that can reflect back to you how somebody else might have a different perspective, an outside perspective, something that's different, needs that are different, balanced approaches and ways of thinking about things. So that Libra energy reminds us of how we need to get outside of ourselves to learn, to grow, to understand things more fully. But Libra energy is surface. It really deals with sort of the superficial ways that we interact with one another. So it's about being pleasant, it's about being nice, it's about harmony and approval and people pleasing and all the things that we do to kind of maintain the peace. And sometimes we do so, not always, but sometimes we do so at the cost of what is true at deeper levels. And that Scorpio energy. So the moon goes from Libra into Scorpio, taking us into those deeper places of truth and honesty, with that Scorpio capacity for truly bringing transformation to what is going on below the surface, below that superficial world where we are maybe perhaps being nice and pleasant with one another, but not really speaking what is true at deeper levels, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? Sometimes it's fully appropriate to be superficial and fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that Scorpio reminds us of where there might be things that really, need some deeper transformation. So with the Scorpio energy, more intensity shows up, and that can come in our feelings, our emotions. So that Scorpio energy is water, it's a water sign. It's about feelings and things that are moving energetically below the surface. We don't necessarily have words to explain or describe it, but we feel it. And so that's why when the moon is in Scorpio, or you have this Scorpio energy, sometimes it can feel like you just feel a little moody or prickly, or like, just leave me alone. Like because you're feeling that sensitivity of what is moving below the surface. And so it may be a very personal process where you just need your own time and space to feel things, to work through things, to deepen into what is changing inside of you and allow that process to unfold. Or it could be that there's something happening in a relationship where you need to speak a deeper truth or take things to a deeper level. Perhaps building deeper intimacy, building trust, right? It could be a totally non-romantic relationship, but you might be working on building trust. And through trust, through that deeper ability to have trust in a relationship of any kind, there's more you can accomplish, right? You can work together more effectively, more powerfully. And getting to that deeper place of trust sometimes means being vulnerable, moving through some of the issues or challenges or even conflict that may be present to get to that deeper level of trust. So that's the work of Scorpio. As it squares Pluto, there's some pressure here. So something is being pushed to the surface. Something is being in your face or in your body in a way that is hard to ignore. And that's for a reason, because ultimately it is trying to be healed, to be transformed, to change, to bring about something new that works even better. But it can be really sometimes challenging, sometimes uncomfortable to feel those feelings and to move through those deeper energies. So be kind with yourself. Take time, take space if you need it. Speak your truth, but also take the time to integrate, right? Don't push yourself into places where you feel like you need to shut down because it's too overwhelming. So take it slow, right? So the Scorpio energies are bringing some powerful healing energy, some powerful change and opportunities for transformation. But we have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to take it slow. We have to take the time and space we need. We have to be kind to ourselves and others, to acknowledge that, hey, this stuff is not easy, but it is ultimately very powerful to deal with whatever truth needs to be dealt with. And maybe it's just being honest with yourself about something that maybe it's your relationship with yourself that is getting worked out. So that is how to think about the Scorpio moon energies as we go through this weekend, and these more deep feelings and things moving below the surface. So give yourself some grace and kindness in the process, because it is a process. And I am excited to share that we now have Louise Eddington's amazing presentation available. It's at transformationalastrology.com. And if you go there, you will see links to more about Louise and how to connect with her and some programs she has to offer. So definitely go to transformationalastrology.com, which is where I recommend you get these videos, these emergence series, guest speaker series videos that are focusing on the Saturn-Neptune conjunction and these incredible energies of shift and change. So Louise's talk, she presents some really profound insights about mythology, about big picture cycles, ages. So it has been count them, 2,000-year ages since the last time Saturn and Neptune were conjunct at 0 degrees Aries, the world point, the first degree of the zodiac, the first cardinal sign, and the first degree of the first cardinal sign. Really potent cycle, really potent point for that cycle to be happening at. And Louise gives us that big picture view of the ages of thousands and thousands of years and what kind of change we're looking at, what kind of change is possible in the moment we are living through, which I call a moment, but it actually takes decades, if not centuries, to really move through what is changing. So get this amazing perspective with Louise Eddington on the significance of the first Saturn-Neptune conjunction at the world point in over 6,000 years at transformationalastrology.com for the full guest speaker series. We have more to come, so stay tuned. Really, really cool stuff. And thanks for being here and subscribing to this YouTube channel because the videos will be posted here. But for early viewing, definitely go to transformationalastrology.com. Thanks for being here. And I'm here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. I will see you next time.